Welcome back to another episode of Beach Bucket Podcast, and today I'm here with Colby McGuigan.
Yeah.
Am I really saying that right?
McGuigan. Picture like Mick Wiggin, almost like Wiggin at the end, like with a W, but it's because it's Guigan. But it's like Mick Wiggin.
McGuigan.
Yeah, it's close enough. Irish.
Nice.
Yeah, just a little bit Irish.
It is a little bit Irish, right?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's get right into it. We are here to finish up on a topic from the last podcast that I had with Joe from Rojo's Tacos, and we were talking about beef tongue taco. And I need to get this off my plate right away before it gets cold. We've got 2 beef tongue tacos here with cilantro, a little salsa verde. Let's see what else we got going. A little white
chips.
onion. Yeah, some chips. The chips, yeah. What do you think? Are you afraid or?
Little bit.
It totally looks like steak.
Definitely never tried it. Always seen it on the menus I'm frequent at Mexican restaurants, so I always see it on the menu. I do notice it is a little bit extra, so there must be some sort of an attraction to it. Right off the bat, it looks similar to you know, almost like a cut up sausage. You know, right? I feel like I wouldn't know if this what it was if somebody served it to me.
You'd have to look close to recognize that it's not steak. And, the texture is a little bit. It's not as, you know, it's tough. I think you grow up in your from a very young age handed pieces of chicken, steak, and pork, and you're used to that. If someone handed this to me and put it in my mouth, I'd immediately think it was steak or pork. I'm going for it, okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'm putting the salsa verde.
Get a little salsa going on it.
All right, here we go.
You have to. Which I always do get I always do go verde when it comes to the salsa.
All right. Definitely not the texture I was expecting. I was expecting something tougher, something meatier.
Yeah.
It just you go right through. The flavor's good. All right, tell me, go.
All right, I'm gonna go in here.
I'm pleasantly surprised. The texture for me is a sticking point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of a light meat.
Yeah, it really is. It's almost because the tortilla has most of the substance to it when you really do get the bite there. It's almost like the crunch of the onion that you get with it. Yeah, but like you said, definitely not what I was expecting. Definitely would not, definitely not going in thinking to myself, let me order the beef tongue. But it has always been. I have always seen it on the menu like that, so it's always been a curiosity of mine.
You never know.
Yeah. Shout out to Joe over at Rojo's.
Shout out to Joe. We've had the beef tongue. Hey there, this is Gretchen Ritter, and you are listening to the Beach Bucket Podcast. I've spent most of my life eating food from great restaurants all up and down the East and West Coast. Here at the Beach Bucket Podcast, we are sampling food from the greatest family resort on the East Coast, Ocean City. So pull up a stool and enjoy the Beach Bucket Podcast. So you feel like so you think it smells like chicken noodle soup?
Yeah. That's what I was trying to put my finger on it. Exactly what the smell was, as I was smelling it for a little bit. Did a little investigation before I tried it, and I think it's definitely chicken noodle soup. I don't know if it's the onions that's in there that's kind of amplifying that smell, because even just the natural smell of soup, but it's the meat. You can tell that it's the meat that has the smell. For sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Has your mom been putting beef tongue in your chicken noodle soup?
Oh, yeah, you know what I mean. That's part of every, every American, childhood has, that's a forefront of it,
Right. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
It's not cheap,
That's the bread and butter, bread, butter, and beef tongue. That's what they always say.
Bread, butter, beef tongue.
Yeah.
Colby, you work at Surf and Turf Roofing.
Yeah.
How long you been there?
I've actually been there since May of 2022, so we're coming up on 6 months now, actually.
How's it going?
Pretty well, actually. Pretty well. Before I sort of worked for these guys, I actually did I was on the labor side of the work myself, so I sort of retired the tool pouch in a sense, traded in for the MacBook, moved on to more of the inspections and estimating side of things.
Nice. Now, was that exciting after Ian moved through?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It took me a second to think. I was like,
who the hell is Ian?
No, yeah, well, absolutely.
Then you were looking at me, and I was like, "Do I have the name right?"
Yeah, no, because I was thinking, I'm like, "Who's Ian?" But then I realized the storm. This.
Sorry, have you moved past the taco?
Yeah, no.
The chicken soup taco.
Yeah. No, but yeah, naturally, of course, people are calling in after a big storm like that. People. They call in, whether it be for a repair. Some people, they have, the roof is in sound shape or whatever it be. They need a small repair, or sometimes it's more or less a reminder that they do, in fact, need a full replacement. So it's nice being able to go figure out what exactly needs to be done, take care of people. It's nice to be able to take care of people.
Do people ever feed you?
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, they do. Which is funny because I almost, when I'm there, whether I'm, if I'm giving an estimate, people have me in for a quote or this or that, if they don't go with me, sometimes they'll be like, oh, well, here, you were a nice guy. And I could tell they'll be like, oh, well, maybe we'll call you back next week, but here, take some food for it. I'm like, oh, this is just pity food. At this point, they're feeding me. Like, they're like, yeah, just to be nice, like, yeah, here you go, man. But yeah, I haven't fed a decent amount of times though. Cause sometimes it's late at night. I mean, not too late, but I'll be there. They'll be getting ready to cook dinner. I'll be heading out. They're like, hey, do you want something? You're like, I'm not about to turn down some
right
pot roast. Something. If it doesn't smell good, I'll take it to be nice. But there's other times where I had been eyeing it up the whole time that I'm there, and then like waiting for them to maybe say something. I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm going to have some. Like I saw some cornbread on the table at one point. I'm like, game over.
Game over. I'm going to rework these numbers until that cools off. And
yeah. Might be able to get a hookup.
That's right. What can you tell me about takeout?
So yeah, I'm very frequently picking up food, whether it be on the island, off the island. Really prominently Mexican food, I would say. Is really what I get for the most part. I pop around spots, which is funny because we had the, show like we said, shout out to Joe over at 6th Street. He knows me. He knows all the guys, well, naturally.
Well, you're a local boy.
Yeah. So he's right next to the high school over there. So he knows all of us,
are you one of the guys that would order like 20 tacos at a time?
Nah, not 20. See, there was always a bunch of guys who would do the tacos. I used to always do the burritos, so I would go in and just get. They're pretty big over there. Joe has a fat burrito, I must say, and that's usually pretty much enough. You can't have more than just that. If you have more than that, then there might be something wrong. But yeah, I bounce around though. I like on the island, I like Rojos. I like Reds on 11th Street as well. I like Cinco de Mayo. They're on 10th and West. And then I really started going to this place, not that long ago. I started going to this place called El Tipico over in Summers Point. A buddy of mine actually introduced them to me, and he recommended and said, hey, this place is really good. And at first I'm saying, no, I don't know. I usually go to the places on the island. He's like, no, trust me. Like, it's worth going over the bridge for it. And with us being right here on the north end, it's not that far. Sure. It's right over the Longport Bridge. But yeah, I always get the enchiladas, so I go back and forth between my places on the island, and I go over there. And then it's a little bit farther away, but it's a really, really nice spot. It's over in Egg Harbor Township. It's actually called Tacos El Tio. Now the difference between those two and the place on the island, of course, you can. Over there, it's a BYOB at Taco El Tio, it's BYOB at El Tipico in Summers Point, and then they actually have a whole bar and everything over at Tacos El Tio in Egg Harbor Township. So it's more of a going out to dinner scene where, on the island, it's more of a daytime, have a lunch, something like that, more common.
Sure, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You drive a lot with your job.
Yeah.
What kind of food do you not eat on the road?
What kind of food do I not eat on the road? It's kind of funny because I get very habitual with what I pick up, with what I get to eat. It's almost like a problem, but and I change it up I'll go through sort of phases. Like I'll be continuously picking up Chinese food Like I'll go from picking up Chinese food, twice a week for a few weeks span, and then I won't get it for a few weeks, or if it's Mexican food, I'll be getting Mexican food or the enchiladas like twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. But when I'm on the road, to be honest, my most consistent thing that I'm usually getting, it's hard to say what I don't get because I'm like 90% of the time going to Wawa, just because you become so familiar with going around the state like that. And it's just, with the timing in between appointments, Wawa's always just a safe bet. I know I'm going to be able to get gas. I know I'm going to be able to go to the bathroom. I always get the same.
What do you get?
I go in, I'll get probably an unhealthy amount of Sprite, like 2 cans or just 2 bottles. And then I'll get the Sweet Tart roll candy, like the king size little like pink packet thing of like it's not like the Nerds ropes, it's a Sweet Tart rope. So it's like soft. I get that. I like the jalapeno pretzel from the next to the register. That's always a go-to. The jalapeno pretzel and then the regular soft pretzel too. I get.
So the impulse buys.
Exactly. I'm a sucker for it. I'm a big time sucker for it.
Own it. That's okay.
That's me getting the 2 for $3 Sprite cans and like hoisting it all to my car now, shamelessly just eat it all in my truck in the parking spot.
Now, is your truck clean?
Yeah, usually. Yeah. I keep a trash bag. The red, shout out to Wawa for the red fabric bags that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Usually just keep one on the floor at all times. So whatever trash I'm done, just throw it on into that. Just dump that out and reload one every couple days, Now,
is there any food you wouldn't eat inside your car? You wouldn't eat Chinese food inside your car, would you?
I can't say I've ever eaten Chinese food inside my car. I think that wouldn't do well. Yeah, I would stay away from that. I have
Even though you do have a brother that details cars.
Yeah.
And you do drive a company car.
Yeah. I still would not do this Chinese food in the car. Yeah. It doesn't detail for free.
True.
If I have to say the worst thing that I ate in my car, which is funny because it's like I said, it's what I eat all the time. I ate the enchiladas in my car one time, which was not a good idea. It wasn't ideal.
It's risky.
Yeah. It's more of a burrito. You want to be a burrito. If you're going Mexican food, you want tacos and burritos, then you can hold over the tray.
Well,
not like
I think
fork and knife.
Tacos are risky. They turn into nachos if you're not careful.
Yeah, it could fall on your lap.
And burritos are closed at one end. Enchiladas, not so much.
Yeah.
Correct?
Enchiladas like
enchiladas, what were you thinking?
Trust me, I know. Come on.
Jesus.
I was extremely hungry.
I'm going to have to talk to your mother.
Yeah. Give her a shout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I would have to say, probably worse road food. Probably Chinese and enchiladas, which are ironically 2 of my go-tos pick up for at home.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you sit down and eat?
Yeah. Usually when I'm on the road for work. Oh no, I eat in the truck.
Always eat in the truck.
I always eat in the truck. Yeah. I'm not going to sit in it. I feel, I don't know. Depends on the day. Depends on the place as well. Mm-hmm. Like a coffee shop is one thing.
It's not like you're going to sit in Wawa.
Yeah.
That would be really strange.
Exactly.
They'd call the authorities.
Yeah, exactly.
Best breakfast in Ocean City.
Best breakfast in Ocean City? Easily. With no thought needed. Reddy's coffee shop right on
I know where it is.
Right on 8th Street. Yeah. Easily. Great food, great price, not overpriced, always quick service,
nice people.
Always friendly. Same deal. You know what I mean? You go in there, it's gonna be the same every time. It's rare to find. I'm a really big Scrapple guy, so I'm a really big Scrapple critic. They do it perfectly. Like some places, whether it be, it's easy to mess it up. You can have it too thick or not cooked well enough. They have it where it's 2 super thin slices on top of one another. So you're getting, it's not going to be super thin, but it's also still crispy and well done. And best cream chip beef as well, which that's another thing that a lot of places for breakfast, you order cream chip beef, you're going to get Stouffer's. Like you can rest assured you order it at Reddy's. And of course, some other places are making it well too. Like Village Kitchen over in Upper Township, they have like a shredded cream chip beef.
Really?
And it's really good. Yeah, it's like super it's hard to explain. It's not like corned beef hash. It's it's just picture cream chip beef, but just really, really finely grained the beef in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would have to say Reddy's best on the island. And I like that new place as well. I've been picking up from Hooked on Breakfast. I've been picking up here and there. They're pretty good. And Sunrise Cafe. I always liked Sunrise Cafe as well too. I like their hash browns because you always, no matter what you order, if you order the breakfast sandwich, the hash browns are nice and seasoned. It's like chopped up potatoes as opposed to, I don't know, which is good. Just there's something about the way they make them.
Yeah, and John and Patty's. I've never had a bad meal there.
Yeah, I like John and Patty's as well.
It's always very good.
I get the Veggie Bomb omelet, but just that's not enough. I always have to add like meat to it as well. But just all the vegetables, but then also just some well done bacon, maybe a little sausage if I'm feeling it that day. But yeah, I like John and Patty's as well. Nice. They're cool. They're cool as well too. The owners.
Chinese food. Yeah. Is there more than one on the island now? I think it's called Szechuan Garden.
Yeah, Szechuan
it's good.
Garden. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, that's where I order from. So there's a place on 14th Street. They've been there now for some years, and I do believe there's another place. There's one on 14th and Asbury, and I think there's actually one on the 1400 block itself. Going down 14th Street, in between Asbury and Central. Now I like Szechuan Garden. Definitely the most out of all of them. But when it comes to, now that's for Chinese food, but when it comes down to sushi though, now there's Tokyo Mandarin is right over the bridge. So there's pretty much there are no places in Ocean City where you can get sushi.
Are you talking Marmora?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've not tried it, but I've heard.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. Yeah. But if you like sushi,
I do.
Right over the Longport Bridge, Tomatoes and Margate. Now, they do takeout as well. They're more known for their sit-down dinners and ambiance and the whole bar scene and espresso martinis and this and that. And it's great food. Now, if you want really, really good sushi, that's where I go. If I'm picking it up and I'm just getting sushi, I'll drive over the bridge to Tomatoes every time and get it. I don't care if I have to wait 40 minutes for it to be made. Nice. I'll go over and get it.
Good just because.
Yeah, it's really fresh. I don't know. They have interesting rolls over there. A lot of interesting rolls. So
nice.
Yeah. What would you name the best breakfast place in Ocean City, though? Do you think?
Well, Reddy's would be in my top 3.
Top 3.
Sunrise is always fantastic. It seems like there's so many that the list is long. Ocean City Cafe.
Yeah. You get the Varsity Inn there right next to
Varsity Inn.
As well. Yeah.
Chatterbox. I mean, there's these staples that I've just never actually been to.
Yeah. Well, actually,
and Yanni's is great.
You just took the words out of my mouth. Yanni's, when you said the Greek, I was going to say, I forgot to shout out Yanni's.
Yeah.
I was just there the other day. I get the Yanni's favorite or the Yanni's special. I think it's what the order is called. And it's like the 2 eggs, 2 bacon, 2 sausage, or 2 French toast. It's like 2 of everything on it. It's just a big plate. Everything that they have is pretty good, I'd have to say.
How about pizza?
Now, as much as everyone knows the thing, there's always been a sort of a stigma with Manco pizza in town because all the locals want to say because of the fact that everyone from Pennsylvania loves it and they stand in line and it's over. I understand they're charging a lot of money for that pie. But I will have to say, as much as I love a lot of the pies, and my friends in Staten Island, New York, I've gone to Manhattan, and I looked forward to. I wanted the pie to be better in Manhattan and in Brooklyn, and I really wanted it to be better. But in my heart, I really have to say, I think of the best plain pie, just cheese pie that there is. Might have to be Manco's pizza. I don't think there's a better one than that. After that, I really do like Mario's. And especially the Mario's red top that they have. It's not just a regular, it's sort of like a plain pie, but it's just slightly different. So it's more or less sort of like Manco style. And that is really good too. I could put that toe to toe with Manco's pie. And then I like Primo's as well, which Primo's used to be on the boardwalk, but now they have a place in Summers Point as well. But they no longer have their boardwalk location, Primo Pizza.
Best cold pizza?
Best cold pizza? Best cold pizza. I would probably have to go. See, I'm trying to think whether or not I would maybe go with maybe an express buffalo chicken I would say that would be a good cold pie, maybe, because it's not as effective because you still get that crumb on the bottom, so it's not like soggy crust from the fridge. And then the chicken that they have, it's like a breaded piece of chicken. I feel like it would do
Express Pizza is off the hook.
It's good stuff. Yeah, they have that. They're the only pie that I've ever had that really has that. The crust.
Is it cornmeal on the bottom?
I think that might be what it is. Cornmeal. But yeah, that's good stuff. I also like, if speaking of the buffalo chicken pizza, over the bridge, right over the bridge from Ocean City on the north end of Margate, it's called South End Pizza. They're probably the best buffalo chicken pie that you can get. That, and then Three Brothers on the boardwalk. I believe they're 9th and Boardwalk, Three Brothers. That's nice. another really good buffalo chicken pie. Yeah.
Well, speaking of pizza and kind of wrapping up the theme of Mexican food, and I had no idea you were such a fan of Mexican food. I did know you were a fan of pizza. I did bring pizza with me because I didn't know how the beef tongue tacos were going to go over, and I want to see if you could identify where this slice is from. And to make it harder, I got a Mexican pizza. So here's a slice of Mexican pie I'm going to put in front of you, okay?
All right.
I'm taking the little bit that's left of your beef tongue.
I got to say, I came in with a lot of confidence thinking that I wasn't going to be able to be stumped. But then right when I saw the slice, I got nervous because this isn't a large pie either. That's another thing that threw me off.
It's not. Yeah.
So it's harder to judge, Typically, if it were a large pie, I think I might have had some sort of an advantage of being able to recognize it, but it's sort of a disguise being a smaller slice.
It's a medium pie.
So it's on the island. It's really good. Really, really good. Is it Preps?
No.
Is it Mario's?
No.
It's not Randazzo's.
No.
Are they on the boardwalk?
No.
I can't. I'm stumped. Because I already guessed Pacini. I thought that maybe Pacini, but then right when I saw it, I'm like, oh, this isn't because Pacini has the lettuce on top for their
Chelsea Pizza.
Chelsea Pizza.
Brand new place, been open 4 months.
Really?
During the Ocean City block party, I went in there and grabbed a slice, and it was good. It had a little bit sweeter of the sauce, and I thought it was a good slice of pizza.
Nice.
Yeah, real nice people. Couldn't have been nicer, and I think the food's good. I'd go back.
Yeah, I definitely have to go over there and
yeah, and I didn't want to like it, frankly, because part of me is like, do I want to like another pizza place in Ocean City? Yeah. Is it necessary? But why not, right?
Yeah, hey, exactly. They're all pretty, like I said, they're all really good in their own ways,
Oh, of course. It's another person's dream.
Yeah.
There's room for another good slice of pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Like we just, we get express with the good, with the undercarriage, with the crumb. Chelsea, I've got to give it a try though. Well, I mean, after this, it's got my, I gotta say, I like this right off the bat, so I'll have to give the plain slice a try and see what else they have going. Is it just pizza over there, or is it like pizza and subs and cheesesteaks?
Yeah, all of it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. They've got my curiosity, so.
I needed a Mexican pizza in case, the beef tongue taco was.
Didn't go as planned.
Well, it was. I'm not going to say it was delicious. It's my fourth favorite after chicken, steak, fish,
beef.
Yeah.
Chorizo.
It's not the taste; it's the texture.
Yeah.
I want more to it.
Very interesting consistency.
I blame my parents.
They never conditioned us for this sort of thing. We weren't ready, Gretchen. We were not ready.
I think possibly. You are the go-to guy when it comes to takeout and delivery, I think. Will you come back if I keep supplying food?
Oh yeah. Come on now. Even if it's the beef tacos. Sorry, the beef tongue tacos.
How about I continue to surprise you? Will that work?
Hey, I'm not afraid of surprises. I took down that beef tongue taco. So
you did. Thank you, Colby. Tell me your last name again.
McWiggin.
Yeah. Thank you, Colby. We'll talk again soon.
All right, thanks, Gretchen.
All right.